Hey guys, Thomas from Team Sakurazo here, coming at you guys with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Market Watch for you guys today. And I'm not going to give you guys a long introduction here, just hit that like button, subscribe, and I want you guys to be aware that this video may sound a little different. Unfortunately, the day that the ban list came out, my Yeti mic actually decided to die out. So I'm actually using a completely different setup. The mic's in front of me instead of on this little arm here that you guys are all well known. I couldn't get the new one on there, and I always think there's like different settings that change, all that. I try to get it to the same as possible, so if you have any complaints about the audio, or if you guys would do me the favor of letting me know how the audio is in this video compared to the last one, is it about the same, all that, I will be tinkering with it no matter what. So with all that being said, we're just going to get right into the ban list here. So Linkuriboh, I told people this was an easy $5-6 pickup, and it was $5-6. They're 36 now, but these were selling at 40s. You guys have to remember, and we're going to talk more about Linkuriboh and the implications it's going to have on the format, that this is a card that really did redefine formats. It was the Link 1. The fact that you can also reuse it in the graveyard made it really good, and its effect not being broken per se, you know, being able to monster declares attack, tribute, change it to 0 till the end of this turn. It wasn't that, and the bringing it back, you know, that wasn't too broken, but being able to bring it back and, you know, with Snake Eyes, all that, makes this card pretty crazy. I am actually glad to have this for a lot of my rogue decks back. Personally, I know some people might feel a different way, but welcome back, Linkuriboh, $36 for your copies here. If you did get these, good job. Platinums, these are like $5-6 here for your copies. These are going up to $7-8 as well. People want the shiny to match everything else. What is kind of crazy about Linkuriboh though is I actually looked at the Shonen Jump versions, and I did recommend these when they were like $4, $4 or $5, but then we got the QC even though it was banned, and I was like, oh, okay. But even right now, if you still got them at 4s, I mean, you're looking at 7s. Well, actually, no, you're looking at $7.5, 7, and then $10, $11, $12. So people still do value the Shonen Jump version. If you did get these at 4, you're not looking at a bad price point at all, actually, you know, for these. So you didn't really lose out just because there was a QC. Again, people want their Linkuribohs, so the demand's gone up. You know, maximum gold rares are on 60 listings, commons. Every version of this card is worth money, so definitely make sure to kind of look through your stuff. Advances on low listings are like, sorry about that, guys, 5, 7-ish, but it's advent calendar. You can't really compare this listing to, oh, the market's going crazy, because advent calendar is something that's just going to have low listings no matter what, because it's advent calendar. But I've seen these in the wild, and they don't look that bad. If you guys have been a fan of the channel for some time, you will know that Global was the most anticipated card for me personally, being my favorite card on the ban list. Or I should say, was my favorite card on the ban list. And right now, these are $24. So they did go up. I told people 8s is pretty good. Now they're 25. So they kind of went where I thought. I said this will be 25, 30s if it ever comes off. And it had that mark pretty well on the dot. Now, one thing I will say is it has come at a great time, at least for me personally, because once I saw the time rules, as well as I've had co-money fatigue. Leave a like if you've had co-money fatigue as well, by the way. But I was like, wow, I'm not looking forward to playing this game besides older formats really at all. I mean, I'll still, you know, buy and sell cards and run my store, all that, but I wasn't really looking forward to Modern too much because of them. But now they brought this back, and man, I gotta try it. I gotta try it. I gotta make Nat Beast. I've got to do something. Platinums. Now, I talked about this card not when it was $1, but right over here, it wasn't even 60 cents. It shows 60 cents here, but in reality, I talked about this card at 40 cents, 50 cents. I said, this is the penny stock. People are going to gravitate towards this version if this card ever gets off the list, because not everybody wants the QC. We have the ulti and the QC duking it out for top 2, and then we have Legendary Collection 5D Secret Rare, which we don't have many copies of out there because that's a very rare and hard to get set. And then we have commons and all that. People are going to want the plats. This is a card that will hit $3 and you're only spending 30-40 cents on it. That's a, you know, let's say 40 cents, right? That's almost a 10x right there. If it was 30 cents, it'd be a straight 10x. So let's say maybe it's 8 or something, right? And right now, these are $4 or $5. I told people this is a card that you can actually hold for a while. This is a very good bulk buy. And I know someone said, oh, I added 20 to my cart. Thanks, Saki. So if you're out there and were the one who added 20 to your cart, well, do the math on that. That is a very free $100 right there. Ultimate rares are, let's see what near mint light plays are. Now, remember, Star Strike Blast, if you guys did not know, not only does it only come in first edition, but the ultis are very flimsy. So a lot of people don't like playing the ultis because they actually get damaged very easily. They'll get crumpled. Not like near mint to LP or pulling it LP like now. These ultis were near mint usually out of the pack. Almost always, but you'd be very easy to damage him while shuffling. So do keep that in mind. I've actually seen a glow up bulb so thin, he actually takes out of the binder for people. And I knew this guy. He's not stingy on cards like that. This was the only card. And he was a collector like me. And I said, oh, okay, well, let me see. And I saw it, and I was like, oh, my. Yeah, 74, 75 bucks here for your near mints. Zoodiac Barrage here. Now, if you've been a fan of the channel for any sort of time, guess what's coming? Yep. A big fat I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. I even told your mama, okay? That's how many people I told, all right? In fact, some of my subscribers even told their own mothers. So, and that's just a fact check true, okay? I'll stop. But the fact is, I told people when Dryden comes off, or if the leaked ban list is true, these are too cheap at $2. This doesn't have any other printing it needs to really compete for besides the original secret. And let's be real, the player base is all about how sparkly the card is. They don't care about original print. So it was a done deal. I said if this card ever gets up to 3 or we get Dryden back or even both. Now, I did not expect both on the same list, but that's what happens, right? I said this card will go up to even $15. And no, they're not 13s. They're 14, 15 because this card was selling at $18. And I was like, yep, I can't wait for the I told you so. That was like my third thought on the ban list. So if you got your copies, rejoice. Zoodiac Whiptail. Now, they're going to make a Starlight of this, knowing Konami. We're probably going to get some Zoo Starlights. But right now, you got $21 for these. 25, 26, 30, 35, 48. So it is going up here. You have, play sets here at 9 copies. So you do have these on board. They actually did not make the increase I thought, but people are buying them up today. They're, yum, 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 eating them up. If Zoodiac does anything, I definitely see them going up. Again, unless Konami makes these Starlights. Zoodiac wrapped here. These are like 10 bucks, 12, 13, go up to $20 here. There's only a wall at 13 right there at 20, but this card was $3. This is what I mean. I really do think there's a lot of good QCs with how big these sets are at $3. So I do want to take another look at Quarter Century Stampede. One I think of, and this is just, again, my opinion here, I think QC Yamato is a card that could possibly go up if we ever get that Bujin support. Again, do I think we're going to get it? I actually have some hope that we will because Konami's handing out legacy support like hotcakes. I think we're also going to get some Thunder Dragon support. So I'm going to look up one more card before we continue. All right. You guys don't mind extra cards here. QC is $8, $9 for your QC. I think that with the Thunder Dragon support, that could go up as well. Zoodiac Dryden OGs. These are actually not that bad. If you go near mints, they're like unlimiteds are $4. First sets are like $5, $6. Well, no, they're about $6, $7 here. I think the reason that Dryden didn't go up as much being unbanned is because with the leak, everybody treated that ban list as real. Everybody did, all right? Cali Effect made some videos. Other YouTubers made videos. I actually decided, let me not make a discussion video because, everybody's seen it. Let me make it a market watch, not to bore you guys, which I may actually not do ban list reactions anymore and might just make them market watch only videos where basically within an hour, we get to see how fresh that is and then maybe do a follow-up video on it the next day. Let me know if you guys would actually like that in the comment section below, by the way. But with Zoodiac Dryden, I was like, everybody has their copies because of that leaked list, and everybody who has them already has their copy. So this card was cheaper, it was about like it was like $5, $6 really. That's how much it was. Right now, they're about $6, $7. They have calmed down. They were trying to get closer to 8s, but again, everybody has their copies. Chalk and 9, these are $5. I told people this was a good $2 pickup. A dollar's really good as well. It goes up to $8. So if Zoodiac does stuff, expect this to go up because all you have is a gold. That's all you have, and players do not like maximum gold, all right? Man, people like to call it just a gold turd, all right? That's how these maximum golds look, all right? The maximum stands for maximum ugliness. Man, these cards, I don't hate them as much as the player base. I don't like them. In fact, I will go as far as say I dislike most of them. They have a pack fresh smell, though. That I will say that. They have that, like the rares have this smell. It's kind of hard to tell. I got to talk to Team Samurai since he likes sniffing the cards too. Maybe we could have a discussion about that because the rares in this set do smell a certain way. Not bad, but it's not like the old smell. Zoodiac through blade here is also going up. These are like, if we put on near mints here, I don't want to look through the garbage listings. You got one here for $2. Okay. $6, $8, $10. These were like dollars anyway. So these have 7, 8x here. Now, I'm not going to bore you guys too much here. TCG creator link in the description below. You guys know what it is. You click one to use my affiliate link, which, by the way, for buying any cards of TCG player, use my affiliate link down in the description below. It helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. I bet a lot of you guys actually bought quite a bit of cards. Someone actually told me, shout out to you, by the way. He's like, oh, I Billy Bobbed and bought your branded fusion. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. White binder here. Now, these are $12, $13. These have not gone up at all. In fact, the fact that this hasn't even changed a dollar is crazy to me. Now, a lot of people want this card banned. I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on Malice here, because I think the community at large is being a little, how should I say this? I think they're being a little paranoid over this set. And the reason being is because we do have the Splash Mage ban. That does hurt the deck, right? And the other thing that I have to talk about this, and I actually think the Splash Mage ban isn't bad at all, actually, just because we have a lot of Malice, Pile, and Slop. I think they want to make Cyber's decks, not just, you know, just like Dragon Link, how it's kind of like Pile. But getting to the point here is Malice and Ryzeal, we're going over Ryzeal later, we're out the format, right? We weren't seeing much Malice. We weren't seeing much Ryzeal. Because of that fake list, everybody cried, everybody panicked, and they moved all their stuff. And instead of enjoying, because remember, this leaked ban list was 2 months ago, instead of enjoying these decks till the ban list, it really does feel like these decks got kind of neutered way too early. Like these decks should have had more playtime, and because the community wanted to move on because of that fake list, they ended up kind of, it's a weird time in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's kind of what they caused. They caused a very odd anomaly. And now that we moved on, everybody wants these cards hit, but they're not doing that much. The format has moved on naturally, all right? They've gotten phased out from just not only because of the leaks, but new product. So why do we need this deck killed? Because White Binder is banned, will kill the deck. Nobody's going to question that. Do we need to kill Malice right now? What is it? You're going to face what, one Malice player at locals probably in 4 rounds, 1-0. I doubt you're facing 2. I highly doubt it. So what are we doing having to hurt this? We did get, I believe, the Dormouse Limited as well. So this deck is in an even worse place than it was before. So what's the point? I'm going to ask again. Just going to throw that out there. Don't be paranoid. You could dislike the deck and understand it doesn't need to be banned. Also, very quickly, guys, usually this is where I ask you guys to become a channel member. I'm going to skip that for today. What I'm going to do today is actually ask you to watch a video of mine, which is technically 2, is new supporters getting these archetypes, and this ban list brought so much. Now, this is a ban list about cards that you should be looking at and why, because unfortunately, I chose a bad time to upload this. I upload my market watches at 10. The ban list was around 11:30, I want to say. And because of that, I had to upload this video. And there's 2 things, if you guys did not know. If you upload a video and you upload them in rapid succession, like 1 hour difference, 2 to 3, right? Something like that. The algo will stop pushing that video like at all. And they'll do the next one. And if the next one doesn't do well, it's like, oh, the algoritm's going to say, oh, there's probably a problem with your channel, right? And, people don't want to watch it as much. And it does hurt views. And I do want people not only to watch these 2 videos, especially this one, but not to miss it. Now, I know you guys probably don't want to watch this one. If you want to let it run, hey, it helps me and I appreciate it, but you don't have to. That's just for algo reasons. But I would like if you guys watch this one after you're done with this video. I'm going to go over this at the end as well. And I would really appreciate it. But thank you to those who are channel members. I do appreciate you. Brand Fusion, these are $270. All right. Man, Rent Money Magia has a rival. That's what I got to say. $270 eats my ass. In fact, weren't these like, yeah, I mean, I don't know how cheap these were, but I feel like these were cheaper than 80 at one point. Ultimate Rares. Now, I told people $12, $15 is too cheap. Get these at $12, $15. They're so cheap. Get them, get them, get them, get them, get them. 44 buckaroos, 45 buckaroos, 48. So this card's going up in quantity here. We've got a lot of sales here. I mean, am I shocked? Not at all. Plus the ulti, this card was made for ulti. I'm sorry, not sorry, but the swirl with Branded Fusion is good. Plus they didn't mess up the quality. The fact that it's a little bit shifted is actually makes the card look cooler. This is one of the ultis where I'm like, you know what? OTS gets a standing ovation. I think I knocked my camera a little higher, so we're just going to adjust that real quick. I'm not going to make a cut for that. But you do also have the secrets here at like $3, $4 here. So these are going up. People want their copies. And you know what? A few bucks for a secret's not that bad at all. Snake Eyes Ash Ultimate Rare. Now, these are 20s, but they were selling upwards towards 28. Snake Eyes Doom Dragon is bought out. This is the secret at $20, 25, 30s. 35, right? I think this is really cool because they can make this quite easily. You special summon it, target face-up monster on the field, placing its owner's spell and trap zone as a continuous spell. So it's not too bad of a card. You could just make it to either link off or do whatever. Don't get me wrong. It's not like this crazy card for the deck, but it is good. It is good. It gives them another option. $20 is quite a lot. I want to look at the quarter century because of that. And this is just my opinion here. $45 here. I, at $20, would consider just grabbing this copy just because I don't really see this card. I don't think this card should be $20, $25. I think that's a little much. That's just my opinion, though. Now, you also have Poplar here. Secrets are like $6, $7. They were like $4, $5. They did go up. But we do have the Ultra, which I guess we did not pull up here. We're going to view all versions, though. So we have the, well, we have 2 Ultras. We have the Ultra OG, and then we also have the Limited Pack from World Championship 2025. Is this the Exodia? This is not, oh yeah, this is the Exodia thing I opened in not the last Market Watch, but the one before. These are bulk. You have your Poplars out there if you want to play them. I do like how it looks more Euro too. I think players do like that. And you know what? I kind of like that too. Flamberg Dragon QC, $25. I have a Euro copy of this actually, which is really nice. Snake Eyes Ash Secrets are $5 to $6, going up to $8, $9. That's bullshit. These were like $2. I'm surprised these were actually holding $2. Now, for Snake Eyes, I do want to talk, and I actually want to look at Bonfire as well. Maybe Bonfire made a little bit of movement. Not really. $5, $6. I mean, it's a one-of. That's fine. So I'm going to talk about Snake Eyes. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it. So, right now, I think Snake Eyes is a lot better than people think it is. You do need to have 2 hand traps to stop them, but they have to also be a little specific. You know, a lot of people are running Ghost Spell. Now, can you hit... can Ghost Spell be good against Snake Eyes? Absolutely. But a lot of people usually like having Imperm plus Ash to just completely stop them. What are they missing right now compared to when they were powerful? They're missing Bonfire at 3, right? Okay, you know what? They were meta relevant without Bonfire, and you still have 1 copy, right? It's not that bad. What else are they missing? They're only missing 1 more card, which is Sinful Spoil, which is getting bought out, actually. I think a lot of players are maybe speculating this card could come back if Snake Eyes doesn't do anything again. Because they are giving Snake Eyes a lot back. Yeah, your Starlights are $30. $50, $60. That's quite a lot, actually. I still actually have 2 copies of this. I actually had 1 copy I got for really cheap. It got banned. I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I got it for cheap enough. And I got another copy because someone said, nope, this card's never coming back. Threw it at me. And I got it for a pretty good deal. But these are the kind of cards you get for a good deal because people know that when you buy them, you're going to be stuck with them for quite a bit. But your secrets are like dollars here. You got European English. Oh, that's cool. $1.50, $3. Huh, okay. Not that bad for this card. Then you also have Lightning Storm. Now, if this card ever gets a Starlight Rare, you already know what your boy's about to say. But these Prismatic Secrets do look nice. I gotta admit that this is actually one of my favorite Snake Eyes artworks, besides Flamberg. Flamberg QC is probably a 9.5 for me. It looks amazing. That is one of the best looking cards. I actually owned one before the Snake Eyes side just because I thought the card was cool. I was like, you know what? This meta card looks too cool. I got a gun for it. Have you guys ever had that before where you're like, you know what? I don't want to just get one random meta card that in QC or high rarity, ulti, whatever, but it looks too cool for me to pass on because that's kind of where I'm at. So then we also have Lightning Storm here, 34, 35, 40. I will stand by this card. Should have never been semi-limited to hit the consistency. Glad to have you back at 3, buddy. And this card's going up. I told people to get this when they were 20 and below. You have the alternate art, which people were always, this card was always like $30. Now they're 40, 45 here. So they are going up. A lot of people already had this card. And whoever had this card, instead of getting 3, people really just bought their copies of 1, I bet. Yeah, you're seeing like a lot of 1 copies there. You have your Starlights at still $60, $80. Have any of these sold today? A lot more than I thought. Okay, 5 copies here. It's really funny too because in literally my last Market Watch, which I uploaded at 10 o'clock yesterday, because you guys are seeing this on Saturday, I went over this card. So if you guys watch this video afterwards, you could also make a comparison. You can also use TCG Creator, but you can make the live comparison. I think that's actually really cool. Glad to have this card at 3. Very, very glad here. Also, if you guys haven't hit that like button yet, make sure to smash that like button. And let me know what cards can go over next Market Watch. I do love when you guys leave a comment. Yeah, I do like it for Algo, sure. But I also love hearing what you guys think. My big question is, what do you guys think of this ban list? I really want more opinions on it. And I'll probably be replying to every comment I see. Because I like that. So then what do we have? Duo Drive CR here. So I want to go over Ryzeal. So I told people, if you want to pick up a CR Duo Drive at $6, you could. It's a gamble. But I think at $6, you're fine. Because this Ultra was $5. So the CR being 6, call it a day, right? Where are these at right now? So you got $9 with that shipping. You got them at 9s, 10, 11, goes up to 14, goes up to 20s, all this up here. And people are buying them. Actually, that's wrong. People are not buying them. We've got 2 copies. Well, people aren't looking at this too much. And I guess people aren't looking at Ryzeal either because this is just stagnant, really. People are just like, huh, okay. You know, these are cards. Your Duo Drives, $3. Again, no point. If you got your CRs at 6 and you want this card, I mean, Ultras are $3. I think if you offer someone an Ultra at 3 and a CR from a core set or a side set, whatever, just something that's not like, you know, rarity collection where like the PCRs, all that, you know, an actual collector rare, people would be like, yeah, I'll spend $3 more. What the hell? Even though that's technically double what the Ultra is. It's kind of fair in a way, but these do kind of go up to $4 if you really look at it. So if you got CRs at 6, that's not bad. I didn't really have too much faith in Ryzeal. Not because I hate the deck or I wanted to be right or wrong, but just because I knew the damage was done already to those 2 decks. So, but the fact that I thought I'd see too small of an increase to justify it. However, while I was right, I did not expect it to be this small. I mean, it looks like these cards didn't even move. Like, nothing. No, I mean, maybe we have to start seeing some tops from these decks, and people will be like, oh, Ryzeal and Malice, I'm going to lump them 2 together, are still in the game. We could play them. But, I mean, looking at this front page, does it look like anything changed to you guys? Because it doesn't for me. Again, guys, very quickly before I leave a like, subscribe. Let me know about the audio quality and what you think of the ban list. Again, check out my video here. It's going to be on the end card here. Make sure you have time to check that out. because the algo is going to kill me on it. And I'll see you guys probably next week. I will want to have a 5 cards later trade binder, but I definitely want to get this mic to the point I want before that. And I want to make sure that, I get my other videos. Hey, I didn't expect the ban list. I really didn't. See you guys in the next video. Peace.